sounds like the touch lamp may have been plugged into the same circuit as the paddle fan. When the fan was turned on, it drew a high amount of current, causing a voltage drop on the circuit. This voltage drop caused the touch lamp to flicker or even turn on, as it was sensitive to small changes in voltage. As the fan was turned off, the voltage on the circuit would return to normal and the touch lamp would turn off or stop flickering. Another possibility is that the touch lamp was plugged into an outlet that was wired incorrectly, such as a bootleg ground. This could have allowed current to flow through the ground wire and back into the neutral wire, causing the touch lamp to flicker or turn on when the fan was turned on. Whatever the exact cause, it is clear that the touch lamp was somehow affected by the operation of the paddle fan. This is a good reminder to be aware of the potential interactions between different electrical devices and the same circuit. Let's delve a bit deeper into the potential causes to better understand this issue. Firstly, let's explore the voltage drop scenario. Electrical circuits are designed to provide a stable voltage to all connected devices. However, when a device with a high current demand, such as a ceiling fan, starts up, it can temporarily draw a significant amount of current from the circuit. This sudden surge in current can cause a voltage drop along the circuit wiring. Think of it like water flowing through a pipe. If you suddenly open a large valve, the water pressure drops for a moment. Similarly, when the fan motor starts, it's like opening a large valve in the electrical circuit. The voltage drop is more pronounced in circuits with long wiring runs, undersized wiring, or loose connections. These factors increase the resistance in the circuit, making it harder for the current to flow and exacerbating the voltage drop. Touch lamps are often designed to be sensitive to voltage fluctuations. They use a capacitive touch sensor that detects changes in the electrical field around the lamp. A voltage drop can disrupt this electrical field, causing the lamp to flicker or turn on unexpectedly. Secondly, let's consider the possibility of a wiring issue, specifically a bootleg ground. In a properly wired electrical system, the ground wire provides a safe path for current to flow in the event of a fault. This helps to prevent electrical shocks and fires. However, in a bootleg ground situation, the ground wire is incorrectly connected to the neutral wire at the outlet. This creates a potentially dangerous situation where current can flow through the ground wire under normal conditions. When the fan is turned on, the increased current flow can exacerbate this issue, causing the touch lamp to flicker or turn on. This is because the touch lamp may be using the improperly grounded circuit as a reference, and the fluctuating voltage on the ground wire interferes with its operation. A bootleg ground is a serious safety hazard and should be corrected immediately by a qualified electrician. Here are some steps that can be taken to diagnose and resolve this issue. Firstly, check the wiring connections at the outlet where the touch lamp is plugged in. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure. Look for any signs of loose wires, corrosion, or damage. Secondly, use a multimeter to measure the voltage at the outlet. Check the voltage with the fan off and then with the fan on. If there is a significant voltage drop when the fan is turned on, this could indicate a problem with the circuit wiring. Thirdly, inspect the circuit breaker or fuse that protects the circuit. Make sure that it is the correct size for the circuit and that it is not tripping or showing signs of overheating. Fourthly, consider the age and condition of the wiring in the home. Older homes may have wiring that is not up to current standards, which can contribute to voltage drops and other electrical problems. If the wiring is old or damaged, it may need to be replaced. Fifthly, if the problem persists, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. They can perform a thorough inspection of the electrical system and identify the root cause of the problem. They can also make any necessary repairs or upgrades to ensure that the electrical system is safe and reliable. Here is some additional information about voltage drop calculations. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to its resistance. It's an important factor to consider in electrical installations to ensure that equipment receives the proper voltage to operate correctly. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for voltage drop in branch circuits and feeders. The NEC recommends a maximum voltage drop of 3% in branch circuits and 5% in feeders. To calculate voltage drop, you can use the following formula: voltage drop equals current times resistance, or volts equals amps times ohms. In alternating current, or AC, circuits, you also need to consider the conductor length and a constant that depends on the conductor material. The formula becomes voltage drop equals 2 times K times current times distance divided by circular mils, where K is the constant for the conductor material, usually copper or aluminum. Distance is the one-way length of the conductor in feet, and circular mils is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. For example, let's say you have a 120-volt circuit with a 15 amps load using number 12 American wire gauge, or OG, copper wire that is 50 feet long. The resistance of number 12 AWG copper wire is approximately 1.98 ohms per 1000 feet. Using the formula, the voltage drop would be approximately 2.97 volts, which is within the recommended 3% limit for branch circuits. Now let's consider some common causes of excessive voltage drop. One common cause is undersized conductors. If the conductors are too small for the load they are carrying, the resistance will be higher, resulting in a greater voltage drop. Another cause is long circuit runs. The longer the circuit run, the greater the resistance, and the greater the voltage drop. Poor connections can also contribute to voltage drop. Loose or corroded connections increase the resistance in the circuit. Overloaded circuits can also cause voltage drop. If a circuit is overloaded, the current draw will be higher, resulting in a greater voltage drop. And finally, using the wrong type of conductor can also cause voltage drop. For example, aluminum conductors have a higher resistance than copper conductors, so they will result in a greater voltage drop for the same load and distance. To mitigate voltage drop, it is important to use the correct size conductors for the load and distance. Minimize circuit runs, ensure that all connections are tight and corrosion-free, avoid overloading circuits, and use copper conductors whenever possible. The NEC provides tables and guidelines for selecting the correct conductor size based on the load and distance. For example, NEC Table 310.15. The 16 provides ampacity ratings for various conductor sizes based on their insulation type and ambient temperature. It is also important to consider dating factors for ambient temperature and the number of conductors in a raceway. These dating factors reduce the ampacity of the conductors, which can affect the voltage drop. Furthermore, regular maintenance and inspection of electrical systems can help to identify and correct potential voltage drop problems before they cause equipment malfunction or safety hazards. Checking connections, cleaning corrosion, and replacing worn or damaged conductors can all help to minimize voltage drop and ensure that electrical systems operate safely and efficiently. Understanding voltage drop is crucial for electricians, engineers, and anyone involved in electrical installations. By following the guidelines in the NEC and using proper calculation methods, it is possible to design and install electrical systems that provide adequate voltage to all equipment, ensuring reliable and safe operation.